Are you ready to start dating again? And you are not wanting to subscribe to the whole there's trash in the dating pool. Okay. If this is you, if you are ready to start dating again and you don't believe that trash is in the dating pool, then you definitely want to stay tuned. And I'm going to show you how you can attract to you the partner of your dreams. Okay. And so if you are new to me, to the channel, to my page, to any of my content in social media land, my name is Kay Catrice. I am the Natal Chart Navigator. I help open minded, ambitious, beautiful, inside and out women to understand themselves, to rebuild their lives using their natal charts after divorce. Okay. And so, I'm going to go ahead, let's jump into it. Today, I'm going to be talking about how you can use your Mercury sign to attract to you a new partner. Okay. To shift your perspective on how you see relationships based upon your Mercury sign. Okay. I'm not going to go over all 12 signs, but I am going to go over a few just so that you can kind of get a gist of what I'm talking about. Okay. And so if you have not grab your free copy of my framework, 3-step process in order to use is how I use my natal chart in order to rebuild my life. You can click the link in the comments so that you can get your free copy of that. Okay, and so it's you're ready to start dating again. Okay, you want to start dating. You want to attract somebody to you that um, that is aligned with you, that is more suitable, more to you. Okay, and so the first thing you want to do is you want to look at your Mercury sign, okay? Because Mercury is a communication. It's your thought process and it's also your communication, okay? And so I know if you are an avid, if you follow astrology, if you know astrology, then you are probably like, your Mercury sign, what does that have to do with having a partner? Um, I think a little differently. I look at the chart differently. And while, yes, the fifth house is the house of dating, that's your dating energy, communication and thought is key when it comes to relationships. Okay. And so if you're thinking that the dating pool is trash, then that's what you're going to get. That's what you're going to attract to you. Okay. And so, um, your Mercury sign, depending upon the house where it is and also the sign that it is in, is how you will think about relationships. Okay. So, for example, if you are a Libra Mercury, okay, so your Libra Mercury, Libra energy is all about partnerships. It's all about one on one. Okay. And so now you're like, okay, I want to be in a partnership. I want to attract to me my perfect partner. Well, the first thing you can do with the Libra Mercury is you can be a partner to yourself. Okay. You can learn how to date yourself, how to love yourself, because Libra energy is really big on partnership. Okay. This is my placement. I have a Libra Mercury. So if you have a Libra Mercury, listen up. Okay. um, Date yourself. Seriously, seriously. This is going to be the best thing that a Libra Mercury can do for themselves when they are first wanting to get back into the dating scene after divorce. Okay. Um, is you want to date yourself. Okay. Be the partner that you want to receive. So if you want and like, okay, and side note, any Mercury sign can do this, but it works really well with Libra Mercury because Libra Mercury is just, it's all about partnership. Okay. And so you want to date yourself. Okay. Date yourself, take yourself out on dates, like be in that, immerse yourself in that energy. Okay. As a Libra Mercury, right? Now, if you have Earth sign Mercury, okay, that is all about the physical, material realm, okay? And so you're going to want to be with somebody. You're going to attract people to you, especially if it's Capricorn Mercury. You're going to attract somebody to you you're going to want somebody who is grounded and also very financially stable. They are very stable when it comes to the material world, okay? And if they're not completely stable, they are on a path to become stable, okay? Especially with Capricorn Mercury, because Capricorn Mercury is all about achievement, it is all about success, it's all about, building, growing, building that foundation. And it's very practical because it is ruled by Saturn. Okay, and so if you have a Earth Mercury, you're all about stability. Now, if you have a fire Mercury, and so fire Mercury is Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo. Okay, you are very passionate. You're a very passionate person. And so sometimes you can be, fire energy can be very impulsive, especially if it is an Aries Mercury. Okay. And so the one thing with fire Mercuries that you want to do before you rush into partnership, you want to learn to take your time. Okay. When you're dating, you want to learn to take your time. Now, fire Mercury's more so are like the people who are like, I'm going to just date this person, and air Mercury's will do this too. I want to date this person and I want to date that person. Like they're going to do a whole lot of dating. And then like they might find one person and they're like, oh, okay, I think this is the one. And they rush into it. Okay. And so with fire Mercury, you want to have your fun, but not rush into anything. Okay. You want to kind of slow down just a little bit. I know that's kind of hard for fire energy because I have a lot of fire energy too. So it's kind of hard to slow down for fire energy, but you definitely want to slow down and pay attention to what the person is saying. Okay. Also, if you have your Mercury in water, okay, so water signs are Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer, okay, you are going to be moving off of how you feel, okay. Those signs are really big. They base their thoughts, they base their movements off of how they feel, especially Cancer Mercury, okay. And so because you do that, you have to really get in tune with your feelings. Okay. And if you have a Cancer Mercury, this always sticks out to me with Cancer Mercuries. Cancer Mercury is very nostalgic. Okay. And so if you have a Cancer Mercury, before you decide that you are ready to get back out into the dating pool, you are going to, um, you're going to have to want to make sure that you don't focus on what happened in the past. And if you feel like, oh my gosh, this is just like something that's happening in the past, it's quick for a Cancer Mercury to run, to hide, to get away. Just like the crab, once it feels threatened, it'll retreat into its shell, it'll run off, it'll go hide. And Cancer Mercuries have a tendency to do that. Okay. They have a tendency to be like, run, hide, because this feels familiar. It feels like her. And it could not even be. Okay. It could not even be. It could be something that's totally different. However, because they have that memory, they feel like that's it. And so they think based upon that feeling. Okay. And so you're going to want to really make sure that you have really healed, have really moved away from that, and know that if you feel that, there's a 50% chance that it's not what it was in the past. Okay. It could have just been a misunderstanding. Maybe you and the person that you're talking to needs to have a conversation about it. Let them, kind of talk to you. Okay. But you're going to want to make sure that you're really healed. But for water Mercuries, the best way for you to attract somebody to you is to not be open to just allowing things to flow, because water energy is the emotions. And so just be open to allowing things to flow and not rushing to, because you can kind of do, I think all Mercuries can, But certain Mercuries have a tendency to rush into things a little bit more. Like Pisces Mercury is so dreamy because it's ruled by Neptune. And so it has that Neptune influence. And so it it will really rush into things really quickly and like be in love like really quickly, without really getting to know the person. They'll know a little bit and then they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so in love. And so with the water Mercuries, you want to kind of move a little slowly, take your time, and not rush into anything. Now, Scorpio Mercuries are a tad bit different because they have that Pluto influence, and so they're very skeptical about everything, right? And so for Scorpio Mercuries, because they are like the most, probably the most into it, in my opinion. Scorpio Mercuries, you want to not be so skeptical, okay? You want to kind of just not be skeptical and kind of just feel things out a little more, okay? Like each of the signs in all of the categories, um, they all operate the same but differently. And so it's just little nuances that you have to kind of pick up on and figure out on your particular Mercury. Now, the placement of your Mercury is important because it can show where you may meet your partner. Okay. So if you have your Mercury in the 10th house, you may meet them through your career. Okay. If you have it in the 11th house, you may meet them through some type of organized function or through friends. Okay. Um, if you have it in, say, the third house, okay, third house is local communities. It could be somebody that you know, somebody in, that you might meet within your local community. Okay. Ninth house, you could be off on a trip in a foreign land and meet them. Okay. Now, a lot of people say that Mercury does not have anything to do with um, you attracting a partner to you. I disagree because, again, I feel like communication is very big in a relationship. And when you first start talking to somebody, you want to, what do? You start talking, you start getting to know them, you're communicating with them, right? And then as you're communicating with them, you go home, you start thinking about, things that they said, you start thinking about them, all these different things. And so Mercury is a personal planet, okay? And so I when I am looking at a chart, somebody's talking to me about, I want to get back into the dating scene. I always look at Mercury and I always see where Mercury is. Also, you have to look and see where Mercury are there any planets that are um, conjunct? What are the aspects to Mercury and with what planets? Because having Saturn conjunct your Mercury is going to make you um, somebody who you don't do small talk. You're not a small talk type of person. And so you want to have like meaningful conversations, okay? Conversations that have substance. You don't want to just talk about random stuff that has no substance, okay? Now, a Gemini Mercury, they like that. They like to talk about just random things because Gemini energy is just random. But I love Gemini energy. But now having Saturn conjunct a Gemini Mercury can kind of curb that a little bit. They'll still be that have that Gemini flair to the Mercury, but it won't be as much as somebody who does not have Saturn conjunct Mercury. Okay. Now, in the framework, okay, natal placements are learning your natal placements are the first step, okay? Because the natal placements are literally who you are, okay? That is where the planets were at the time, date, and place of your birth. And so you definitely want, before you start looking at aspects, before you start looking at transits, you want to understand you. Okay, you want to understand how those planets, what those planets mean. You want to understand the energies, what they signify, the houses, what areas of life the houses are. And then you want to make sure that you understand that completely before you start adding on the aspects, which is the next step, and then looking at the transits. Okay, get a very good knowledge of that so that because each step in the framework builds upon the next. Okay, and so you definitely want to make sure that you understand your planets, your chart, all of your placements, and then you start moving on into the aspects, which is how the planets interact with each other, and then also the transits, which is the current movement of each planet. Okay, so that's like when you hear me talking about the full moon. We just had the full moon in Capricorn, and now the moon has transitioned. It's moved into Aquarius. Okay, those are two totally different energies. And so full moon in Capricorn, that was giving us the opportunity to step into our inner authority. Okay. Now that the moon has moved into Aquarius, it's a more social, lighter hearted energy. Okay. And so this energy, when the moon is here, um, it's about friendship, it's about being social, and it's about, helping the people because Aquarius energy is a humanitarian energy. Okay. And so, um, the benefit of you learning your Mercury sign, okay, is you're going to learn how to attract someone to you that you can have fun with one on one in a partnership, okay, because you know how you have fun, okay, and so you're going to want somebody who's going to complement that, okay. So, for example, if you have, say, a Capricorn Mercury, um, you attracting somebody who has a Pisces Mercury, that may not be the best fit for you because that Pisces Mercury, Pisces is ruled by Neptune, and so Pisces is a very it's very intuitive, but it's also very dreamy. It loves imagination, it loves to dream, but it also can be a worry wart, right? And so Capricorn energy is rooted, excuse me, in practicality. It's rooted in the 3D. It does not live in the woo woo. And so, you attracting somebody who has a Pisces Mercury, that's going to be big clashes. It's not going to work at all. Like, there would have to be some major concessions made in order for that to work. Okay, that would be a big hindrance. And so you would need, if you are the one with the Capricorn Mercury, you would need to, you're gonna find somebody, you're gonna attract to you somebody who's going to be compatible with your energy, and that is the beauty of you learning your natal placements, because then once you know how you move energetically, you can use that to your advantage to attract to you what it is that you want. Okay. And so then once you learn that, then you're going to be more confident in yourself because you're not going out into the dating scene blindly, just hoping and wishing and praying that a good man or good woman, comes along. You will know how to use your energies in order to attract to you what it is that you want. Okay. And so that's how you can use your Mercury sign in order to attract a new partner. Now, you also do have to look at the fifth house, okay? Because the fifth house is the actual dating house. And so you have to look at that energy and then see what is the planetary ruler of the energy on the fifth house. So you have to take that into account as well, okay? But your Mercury sign, that is communication and thought. And so that is how you can use it to attract to you a new partner. Okay. And so if you found value, go ahead, share this out. Also, you can give it a thumbs up if you liked it. If this video was helpful for you, give it a thumbs up if you're watching on YouTube. Also, if you would like to book a reading with me, I have all the information in the chat. You can just click the link in the chat in order to book a session with me. Also, click the link in to get your framework as well. That's my link tree. So I have all of my services and everything is there. And so you can get the free framework. You can also book a reading with me. I have it listed there. Okay. Alrighty. And so remember, possibilities are endless. If you can see it in your mind, then you can definitely hold it in your hand. And that should make you smile because you really do create your own reality. Have a good one.